Hey there, Vinyl community. I'm Peaches. Welcome back to my channel, The Vinyl Countdown. Uh, I'd like to say, wow, thank you for the warm welcome to the vinyl community from my first video. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, I did make my first video, my introduction to the vinyl community, and I'm overwhelmed with the response to it. I thought I might have got 2 views at the most, but it's looking great. I got a chance to watch a few other guys' videos from this last weekend, and I don't know, the content's so great. Everything seems to be new all the time. Shout out to all those guys. Special shout out to Andy's Vinyl Den. The guy, I told him I was making a video and I asked him for a little bit of help, and he was just like, oh my God, it's so great to have a new guy on here. And he said this is a great place to be, and so thank you very much, Andy from Andy's Vinyl Den. Today, let's go over some stuff. Let's go over a few of my recent pickups. Let's go over a few things that I ran into lately that have just been re-released recently. You may be surprised to find out. You may want to go pick these up. I don't know. Maybe you already have a copy. Then let's go into a couple of things, a couple of recent pickups I made within the last week here or two. And let's do a little bit of show and tell. I want a little show and tell from the 80s. I know in my introductory video I said I love to talk about the 80s a lot. Such a great time to grow up. And I got a couple of things here on the table in front of me that I've never seen anybody show in a video. I've watched a lot of videos. I haven't watched them all, obviously, but yeah, I'm going to show them to you. And then if we have enough time, maybe we'll go into the A's of my metal collection from the 80s. As you can tell, I got, this is a Slave to the Grind promo poster from the band Skid Row. On the bottom, you can't really see it here, but it's promoting their second studio album, Slave to the Grind, which is my ultimate grail. I recently got this ultimate grail for my birthday this year, and I am super glad to have it. And then I acquired this recently as well. It's like 26 by 36. It didn't fit in this standard frame very well. But heck, I got it hanging on the wall. I thought I'd bring it over here and use it for a background. But here's the other secret. This is my favorite band of all time. They express into words and music what I consider to be whatever my ears love and what they strive for. It's their happy place. Some of you guys may not even like Skid Row. I don't know, but Skid Row is my ultimate favorite band. Okay, let's get into this. Speaking of Skid Row, did you know that this got re-released recently? This is the one they came out with right after Slave to the Grind in the early 90s there. And it's called Beside Ourselves. And what it is it's a compilation of cover tunes. On side one, we got Psychotherapy. Let's see. Well, Come On and Love Me. Delivering the Goods. What You're Doing. And Little Wing. It's a Jimi Hendrix tune. This Jimi Hendrix tune of Little Wing is awesome. I mean, you're talking Sebastian Bach. If you've seen him live in concert, you could probably say, hey, yeah, he probably isn't the greatest in concert. But in a studio, as far as vocals go, in a studio, though, I would rank him at one of the highest in the world. And that, like I said, that that cover tune of Little Wing is his voice is awesome, awesome, awesome for that. But yeah, this just came out a little while ago in stores, and I actually have two copies. I have one here that's still sealed, and I have one that I opened up to listen to because I didn't have a chance to get it way back when, and I'm not even sure if it came out on vinyl back when it was originally released. So I'm stoked to see if they re-release the rest of them, and I think there is a lot of you guys out there that are like, oh my God, I wish Skid Row would re-release their entire catalog. I have mixed feelings about that though, because I have records just like you do that are worth more money because they're old and they're rare and they're hard to find. I mean, when was the last time you went to a garage sale and found a Skid Row album? It's just, I don't know. It's just not, they're not out there. They're not out there. So yeah, mixed feelings. I don't know. But here's another one. I walked into the record store just a couple days ago, and this was on the shelf. Yes, it's the Poison Open Up and Say Ah uncensored cover. That, yeah, they re-released it. It's in the record store right now. I went there a few days ago and my jaw hit the floor. This is an original first pressing. This is what I was talking about now. Bear with me here. This is an original first pressing. It is still sealed, and it's the uncensored cover. How much do you think this thing is worth? How much? Okay, now walk into your local record store and buy a reissued, I don't know if you'd call it a fake, but it's a reissued one of these. What does it do to the value of this record? We in the vinyl community still do not know, and it is controversial. And this is my first video, and look at the controversy. Yeah. So, but if you're interested in this, Poison Open Up and Say, uncensored cover. You always wanted it, but couldn't find it. It's in the record stores right now. Cool. Here's another one. Got re-released right along with it. It's in the record stores right now. Look what the cat dragged in. Look at those hairdos and that makeup. Whoa, whoa. That's what I love about not the guys, but the girls. The girls in the 80s had that makeup and hairdos, and I'm telling you what, I couldn't stop staring. I couldn't. But that's another one. Pick it up right alongside the Open Up and Say Ah. These are original copies, so I'm not going to be picking them up. So, let's see here. Okay, let's go into a couple that I have recently picked up that I always wanted, but never saw them in the store or out in the wild. This one is Four Non Blondes. You can see the couple of hits they had up there in the corner. And this is an anniversary edition from 1992. And it is a great album. I listened to this several times. I used to listen to it when it first came out. And it's great. The female vocals are astounding. But check it out if you want to. I'm serious. It's not a bad purchase at all. And then here is another one that I just picked up that got re-released underneath the radar. Like this record, I don't know, I looked it up on eBay once and Discogs, and it was going for an absolute fortune. Concrete Blonde Bloodletting. This is that one that has that Joey song on it. And the vampire song, yeah. But you go around and you look, you're not going to find this in the wild, okay? If you do, consider yourself Peter Pan, okay? But super big money, super big money. And I think I got it for like 16 bucks at my local record store. So yeah, if you want another epic journey that Concrete Blonde Bloodletting is another great one. Okay. Well, that's a couple of re-releases and stuff, and recent finds that I had that I picked up lately. I hope they help you out a little bit, and you can know that you can at least go down and check them out or order them, or just forget the whole thing. Okay. How about a little bit of show and tell from the 80s? Like I told you guys, I love to talk about the 80s, and this is something that I have never seen anybody show in the vinyl community. Do you remember these? Yeah. These were, some people call them carnival mirrors. You used to go down to the carnival in the summertime. It's usually around the 4th of July. Or you go to the county fair, which is in August usually. Or both, if you want to have a really good time. But when we were kids and when we were teenagers, you would go down to the carnival and you would play games down there. And you're walking down there, right? And you might be with a group of guys, that you were your age. You're all teenagers. And you had the Def Leppard pants on, you had holes in your jeans, and you had your high tops on. And here's another quick one too. Do you remember when I don't know if you're in the same age group as me, but when we were younger, you wore high tops along with your Def Leppard pants that you wore the tongues out. I don't know if hair metal invented that or if hip hop invented that, but it was right at that time of 1984, 85 was, you bought a pair of high tops and you stuck the tongues out in front of your pants on purpose. And then you had your either ripped up t-shirt or sleeves cut off, and it said Poison or Def Leppard on it or whatever. And then we would, us group of guys, we'd walk down to the carnival. And you're going down there to hang out, to check it out, And these were all over the place. And when you're walking towards it, you can see all the carnival lights and stuff. And it really set this 80s mood that you can really reproduce if you kind of go down to a carnival these days, except for a few things. But, you see the lights and you smell the smells and you hear that, Motley Crue in the distance on these big speakers, and you're heading that way, and you can smell I don't know, this mixture of black top and corn dogs. You know what I'm talking about? And and you got to be careful so you don't trip over all the big cables and stuff and electrical cables that are on the ground. And you would see some of the chicks were down there, they had their super high hair and a whole bottle of hairspray on. And you go into the carnival and they'd have the throw the darts game and toss the rings or whatever. And you could win one of these. And it had your favorite band on it. It was either, like I said, Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne. And it was awesome to have one of these. This is what you put in your bedroom and you hung it on the wall and put it out next to all your tapes or records or whatever you had in your bedroom. So I don't know. I thought I'd show that. Because you don't see this a lot on the VC. Yeah, here's another one from Damn Yankees. Just cheap pieces of glass with a print on the back of them, and they put them in a cardboard thing, and you thought at that time that they were super awesome. Oh, and here's another little one from the Dukes of Hazzard, from that old TV show. It's just a mini one, but those are pretty cool. So, enough about the little 80s trip. Maybe we can get into a little bit of the A section of my metal collection now on vinyl. All right, here's the first one. They're kind of in alphabetical order here, but not necessarily in here. Now, this band right here, I don't really know the correct pronunciation. It's Abattoir. This one, I think it's from 1985. It's an American, they call them a speed metal band now. But if you like I think they've had like 3 albums. They spread them out over like 2 decades or 3 decades. So they don't have a lot of albums. But, it's called Vicious Attack. And if you like Judas Priest, imagine Judas Priest hopped up with just a little bit more. You would really appreciate this. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this in the wild, but I don't think it's something that you run into very often. And that cover's a little racy, just a little racy with the, what they call it, the fish hook or whatever. And there's a cover of the back cover. You can see them guys on there. And yeah, it's just a speedy, nice, early 80s metal. That's about all there is to it. All right, Habit Tour. Now we're going to get into a lot of overseas stuff. You know what the A's consist of. And here they are. The band Accept. I believe this is their debut album from Accept. You want to talk about a wacky cover. Wacky cover. That had to take some serious imagination to come up with that. Is it a chick? Is it a dude holding a huge chainsaw? But they're a German heavy metal band, and they have a ton of albums. Like I said, I think this is their first one. Looks like it's self-titled. If you like, I don't know, a lot of those early 80s guys, they sounded like AC/DC. I mean, if you were to put it in a category, AC/DC might be a similar thing. Like, imagine, for Accept, imagine like kind of an AC/DC vocals mixed with much more melodic metal music. It's not that choppy, real cut up stuff like AC/DC has. It's more flowing. But yeah, there's you might remember these guys for this one. This was the Accept album. It was Balls to the Walls. Yeah, a lot of people. If you look it up, or put it on. You'll remember the tune. And like I said, these bands, they just kept getting better. A lot of people say, "Oh, I just like the early stuff," and that's great, that's fine. But like I told you guys in my initial video, my introduction video, that I played music for a long time, and it's a fact that these people get better at what they do. They don't get worse at what they do. They practiced and practiced in their basements as kids and teenagers, and then they grew up and they got professional, and they just kept getting better at what they do. Everyone does that. Whether you shoot guns, whether you race motorcycles, whether you paint photographs or pictures, you get better at what you do, Oh, here's another one. It's kind of dirty, but I found it up in this really small town up in northern Wisconsin. I was like, hey, I'm going to get that. This was one of the first Accept ones I found. You can read the name of it down there. Yeah, they kind of made it look Japanese or Chinese or something. But yeah, Accept, they're a fun band to listen to. I mean, you don't have to own all their albums. I haven't even figured out if I'm a completist or if I'm just, okay, there's an 80s metal record, grab it. I had a guy tell me, even if you're not into the band completely, when it comes to vinyl, do not hesitate. Grab it when you can. He said, or you're gonna regret it. And I totally agree with him now from all the hunting I've been doing lately. Okay, that's enough of Accept. Now let's go. What's up, Final Victim? That's all right, AC/DC. AC/DC is like the steak in your steak dinner. They're all about the meat. They're all about the potatoes. AC/DC, Back in Black. It is priceless. It is timeless. It is Vinyl Victim's favorite record. And I'm not going to argue with them. This is awesome. You know, AC/DC, you can go through the list. You can go through the list. Here's Dirty Deeds. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Another awesome album from AC/DC. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do this drink thing like everybody else does. Skol Vikings. I used to live there, but I don't anymore. Here's another one. Flick of the Switch. AC/DC. I'm sure a lot of you guys, you know, whether you're a completist, they call them, for, you know, getting all the records, or whether you just love a little AC/DC, I'm sure you guys have seen these out in the wild, and they're just great to have. They're great to have. AC/DC is one of those guys, they don't overexpose themselves. Well, I don't know. They've been reissuing a lot of stuff lately. But still, I mean, they are... I heard on a show one time, they said that AC/DC was named the most consistent band of all time. Like, no matter how many albums they came out with, they were true to their sound. They were true to themselves, and they never changed. You know, and some people might misconstrue that with, oh, well, all their music sounds the same. Well, shouldn't it? Shouldn't you know who you're dealing with? You know, you don't have to completely reinvent yourself, you know, as a group or an artist every time you put an album out. You know, and we've seen what happens with that, with several groups and several individuals. Now here's another one, For Those About to Rock. And that song was on a different album. That's what's really weird about this little intersection. They named a song from their other album to be the cover of another. I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, there's a little gatefold action. These guys are so awesome. They're just everything a guy could want. They're a real dude's band, you know. AC/DC Power. I think he looks a little excited. You can see them guys on the back. But yeah, I mean, how much more do you have to say about AC/DC? Fly on the wall. Bands, they just keep getting better and better and better. They have their off days too. Everyone has their off days. You know, you guys might say, "Oh, well, that album was better than that one," and or that one sucks and that one was good, or whatever. But not with these guys. Not really. Who Made Who? Oh, I love this one. Vinyl Victim. I'm gonna have to put this one up there with the Back in Black. It had a lot of great tunes on it. Who Made Who? You Shook Me All Night Long. Is that not a Barfly song? You Shook Me All Night Long. Every time you walk into a bar, You Shook Me All Night Long is playing. Or Boston. Or the Steve Miller Band. Yeah, timeless, timeless. Sink the Pink. Ride On. Hell's Bells. Yeah, this one comes in a close first place to Back in Black, Vinyl Victim. But I have to interject as well because this is one of my grails. this is a big time Grail for me. This is the one I listened to when I was graduating high school, and it is part of the foundation of my love for 80s metal. And like I said earlier, these bands just kept getting better and better and better. And some people out there, I had one guy that I was listening to, he might have been from Anthrax. And oh, that bubblegum metal, oh, that hair metal, oh, that glam poppy junk. No. They just got better at what they were doing. This album has so much good stuff on it. Thunderstruck is on this. You remember that one? Yeah. Money Talks. It's my father-in-law's favorite AC/DC song. And he's like 65 years old. Yeah. Money Talks. The Razor's Edge. The title. Definitely. The only one I don't like is Mistress for Christmas. It's like, there was a thread recently. What is a song on an album you love that you hate? And I'd have to say it might be one of these. Or this one. Mistress for Christmas. It does not belong on this album. I'm sorry. Come out with a Christmas album. It'd be pretty awesome to hear. All right. But one of my grails. AC/DC, The Razor's Edge. Very hard to find out in the wild, an original copy. But it, like I said, it has been reissued. Poor pitiful me. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. We still have some more Ace to go. And I'll catch you on the next video. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys listening and watching my videos. It is like the ultimate form of flattery. Being a guy with not a lot of friends out there, I just kind of chill with myself. It's just like a breath of fresh air to know that you guys are out there watching my stuff. Shout out to all those guys, 33 RPM, Vinyl Victim, Andy's Vinyl Den, the Vinylizer. He got a hold of me and he said, dude, I'm going to watch your videos. And because I told him, I'm a huge Whitesnake fan. Whitesnake rocks. All right. Well, until the next episode, thank you for watching the Vinyl Countdown. I'm Peaches, and have a great night.